Well, thank you very much. The Zimbabwe delegation is pleased to be here, ably led by our Vice President, the Honorable Dr. CDGN Chiwenga, who is also Minister of Health and Childcare. Zimbabwe has a very ambitious WASH program, and the whole of government approach is looking at turning WASH from an emergency to an investment case, a business case, for WASH becoming an economic enabler. And we have a compact that looks at 4 areas, including the health aspect, the sanitation, access to water, financing, and the sector regulation. We are looking at access to water. And beyond water being a constitutional right, leadership at political level, at the highest level, with our President, His Excellency Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, prioritizing through what has been dubbed the Presidential Rural Development Program, a very ambitious and transformative rural initiative where the 35,000 villages will each have a borehole by 2025, and driven by 2 state agencies, the District Development Fund and the Zimbabwe National Water Authority, who between them will now have 50 drilling rigs full-time. Additionally, at each of the 9,600 schools, we intend to drill a borehole so that these WASH activities are also at school level. But WASH is an enabler. So once water becomes available at the school point, at the village, we intend to put a solar-powered village garden, 1 hectare. The President launched such a garden last year, and now he has given us the mandate to roll out these gardens across the country. And again, it's a very ambitious program where we think by 2025, each village will have this water point where women and girls' dignity is restored, because they don't have then to walk 5-6 kilometers to fetch water and unclean water. This is potable water available so that women, girls can have more time to study. And so this is the transformative story that Zimbabwe has. And coming here, we are sharing this experience. We've also looked at insights about how we can use data and information management, not just to allow these communities to access water, and that if there is a problem, the problem is reported to service providers, but that will begin to build this rich information which will be an aid into planning for the long range, but also for our annual budgeting cycle. We have been looking at moving WASH from an emergency response to saying there is a business case for WASH. In the business case, the narrative has been that WASH is an economic enabler. Investing in WASH is the right thing for rural development. And because of our president's vision of having Zimbabwe as a prosperous and empowered upper middle income society by 2030, we've managed to elevate this narrative to become an economic aspect. So we have seen the budget allocation for WASH activities increase to just over 3%. We have just had a discussion a while ago about financing and recovery, and we've heard from the ministers of finance and economic development that they want evidence-based allocation of resources. And the example of one of the countries that was participating in this discussion was insightful, was amazing. That they've been able, other than just getting information on what water points, Zimbabwe is a rural WASH information system and a live database that shows you across the country where the working water points are, the 19,500 or so, and which water point is broken down. But they've gone further to say, what are the resources that have been invested at each of these WASH points, and what additional resources are required to meet the SDGs. And I found that very interesting, and we are going to integrate that in the planning process so that we are able to show the financiers that there is evidence-based budgeting. Or certainly the interactions across continents have been most insightful. We have learned from the Indonesian minister what strides they are making, not just focusing on the rural wash aspects. I liked so much the investments that they are doing in dam infrastructure, in abstracting and conveying water for communities. And I could relate to what we are trying to do, an ambitious project where we are conveying water 250 kilometers to our second biggest city.